Welcome back, everybody, to the Westlake Hornets Teambuilder Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. And we're not watching a Westlake football game today because we've got ourselves the national championship here at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. And the number 2 Alabama Crimson Tide are set to take on the number 1 Texas Longhorns. Obviously, this is a game Westlake wanted to participate in. However, they weren't able to get the people who decide the rankings to get on their side, and the Hornets had to play in the Rose Bowl instead, in which they won 34-31 over Notre Dame. And both of these teams have very exciting storylines. I mean, for Alabama, they were not supposed to be in this position. They entered Conference Championship Week ranked number 7 in the nation, but with 4 of the top 5 teams losing, Alabama was able to jump up to this spot. And the Crimson Tide are a rushing football team. I mean, their quarterback, Richie Johnson, practically has more rushing attempts than he does passes. And meanwhile, Texas, the only undefeated team left, they're trying to win their second national championship in 3 seasons. Their last one came 2 years ago against Ohio. Not Ohio State, Ohio. That's right, 2 seasons ago, the Ohio Bobcats of the MAC Conference were in this game. That's kind of weird saying. And Texas has gone for a QB gauntlet this season. Starting off with senior Doug Blanchard, who's a custom recruit. He got hurt. So then that entered Kyle Jackson, another custom recruit. He got hurt. And then that set in Andy Moore. So who knows who's starting today for Texas as this ball is teed off and we are underway. It'll be the Longhorns who start off with the football, and it'll go back in the end zone for a touchback. The man starting at quarterback for Texas today is sophomore Kyle Jackson. Jackson, believe it or not, is the younger brother of Westlake linebacker Owen Jackson. And here's Kyle down the field rushing for a gain of 32 on the read option, making his older brother proud. Obviously, Owen is a senior for Westlake. He played his last game being the Rose Bowl, and he'll never win a national championship. So let's see if his brother is able to instead. And plays like that won't help as Jake Tate, one of his favorite targets this season, loses a yard. Tate finished the season with 13 receiving touchdowns, very high mark, but not quite as high as Westlake's Nigel Wiggins, who I want to say finished with 15 or 16. Kyle Jackson is an Ogden, Utah native, and remember, they just won themselves a state championship, so maybe Kyle can win a national championship. Nice pass for Cody Swan, bringing it inside the 5-yard line. Texas is close to punching it in. First and goal from the 5. Can the Longhorns punch it in and take the lead? Jackson keeps it on the option, but he's going nowhere, losing 2 courteous of the senior linebacker, Philip Richwalski. He's been a super productive player on this Alabama defense, and he's one of the big reasons why this team has been so successful in making it to this game. Richwalski's going to be a huge loss to the Crimson Tide defense next season, but expect that gentleman to be playing on Sundays. Second and goal, handoff to the true freshman, Jason Bryant, who will find the end zone, and the Texas Longhorns will strike first. Here's the Alabama offense led by the duo in the backfield, Richie Johnson and Matt Miller, who have combined for nearly 2,700 rushing yards this season. That's a handoff for Todd Smith, who's going nowhere, losing 2, courteous of the defensive back, Tim Adams, coming in and making the play, forced in a 2nd and 12. It's been a red-hot start for this Longhorn squad on both sides of the football. Let's see if they can keep things going as Jackson launches a strike on first down, getting it to Chris Herron for 13. Slow and steady, the Longhorns are moving down the field again. You'd think there would be some rust with this Texas offense. I mean, Kyle Jackson didn't even play in the Big 12 championship against Kansas State, so I'm surprised he's played this well up to this point. Short pass on first down for the tight end, Chris Herron once again. He gains 10, bringing Texas into the red zone. The Longhorns have it at about the 13, maybe the 14-yard line. I guess the 13.5-yard line, as it's going to be a handoff for Travis Smith, who's going backwards, losing a yard courteous of the true freshman linebacker Anthony Harris. It is 3rd and 2. This is Texas' opportunity to really put a statement onto this game, and they're not going to get the conversion. Jackson only rushes for 1. He is immediately brought down, forcing up an interesting 4th and 2. And it looks like the offense will remain on the field The Longhorns are going to go for it. Interesting call. I don't agree with it. If I was the coach, I would just go for the points and make it a 2-score game, and it looks like my decision would have been right. Jackson loses 4. The read option is read like a book by the defensive end Welsh, and Alabama will get the ball back. Score remains 7-0. Having a Heisman contender like Matt Miller does a lot for your backfield, but so far Alabama's offense has really struggled. They've not gotten a first down yet, and it looks like that will change as on 3rd down, the tight end Sean Johnson will gain 14, and the Crimson Tide will keep it moving. That's a big conversion for Alabama, and now it's 1st down. Handoff for Matt Miller, who has clear rushing rooms. He puts 2 Texas defenders on his back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Matt Miller. That is why this kid is one of the best running backs in college football, just flattening a pair of defenders at the same time. Holy smokes. Matt Miller is this team's superstar. He's the reason why they're playing in this game right now, and he is their offense. Here's Johnson on 1st down. Late toss for Miller. Smart decision. Miller's still on his feet. Or that's Todd Smith, sorry. I didn't even get the running back right. I mean, they're both white, and you don't see a lot of white running backs, so you can't really blame me. But there's a gain of 27 for Todd Smith, and just like that, this Alabama offense is rolling. I've noticed that Todd Smith has gotten a majority of the carries these past few plays. It does look like Matt Miller's back in the backfield here on 3rd and 5. This will be the last play of the 1st quarter. Screen pass for Miller, as Richie Johnson is hit as he throws, but it doesn't matter, as Matt Miller will find the end zone, and that is how you end the 1st quarter with an Alabama touchdown, and they will tie things up as we enter the 2nd. This game was all Texas the first 5 minutes of the game. Then Matt Miller happened, and now Alabama's right back in it. 1st down, it's going to be a handoff for Dustin Smith. He's going nowhere, losing 1. That's Philip Richwalski with his 5th tackle of the game already. 2nd for a loss. And this is just showing you why he is so important to this Bama defense. It is 2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss, courteous of the talented redshirt senior Richwalski. As here's Kyle Jackson looking to throw it. It'll be a screen pass for Dustin Smith. Smith is a 1st down. Nothing but green grass ahead, and he's pushed down by the safety Brent Golden, but not before gaining 34. Texas and Alabama have put a ton of focus today into option runs and screen passes, which is the opposite of Westlake. The Hornets are more of a vertical offense who loves to stretch the field, and these two teams are totally different. 3rd and 5, short pass for the tight end Heron, who only gains 1, so that'll set up an interesting 4th and 1. Maybe the Longhorns go for it again, and it looks like they will. Texas was not able to convert on their last attempt. This time I think it makes a little bit more sense since they're not as close. And once again, it's going to be an option for Jackson. And once again, he does not get it. Alabama's defense has been stingy here on 4th downs, as Kyle Jackson has gotten the rock both times and has been unsuccessful both times, and the Crimson Tide will get it back. Alabama has it back, as on 1st down, it will be a handoff here for Matt Miller, who puts another defender on his back en route to a gain of 17. I told you guys, this kid is spectacular, and that'll set a school record for most rushing yards in a season, originally set, I believe that must be by Trent Richardson. Alabama is known for having elite running backs, guys like Mark Ingram, Richardson, Derrick Henry, so Matt Miller just broke a pretty big record. Alabama is a school who's known for great running backs. It seems like every year they have at least 3 guys who are going to be playing in the NFL, and this team is no different, and Matt Miller is one of the best running backs this school has had in a while. 2nd and 8, screen for Miller. He gains 14 in the 1st down, and Miller has unsurprisingly been this team's MVP up to this point. Alabama has 6 first downs, Texas has 9. Nice. 3rd and 1, can the Crimson Tide convert? Johnson tossed to Matt Miller. Miller with a 1st down, and he'll find the end zone. His 2nd score of the day, this time on the ground. And the Crimson Tide will take their 1st lead of the day. The Matt Miller train is chugga-chugga-choo-chooing. That doesn't make sense, but oh well. Bama's on top. Texas offense has played really well today, and if it weren't for their 4th down fails, the Longhorns would probably be winning right now, as Kyle Jackson only with one incompletion up to this point. Jackson's going to keep it on the read option. He has a first down, and he's no Matt Miller, but he still gains 13, and he's been busy on the ground and in the air. 50 rushing yards, plenty of passing yards. The Longhorn offense has been flawless today, other than fourth downs, and maybe that play. Dustin Smith loses 4, putting him at 0 rushing yards on the day. That's the senior Sean Harris with the tackle. Harris was great last year as a junior, but has been a lot quieter as a senior, with more offensive lines putting more attention on him. Ladies and gentlemen, Texas has decided to fake the punt. I don't get this call at all. Texas coach is on drugs. I don't know why you just simply punt it there, as Jamar Jansen's pass is incomplete, right in the hands of Riley, but his drop will give Alabama better field position. Maybe he could have had a big run back with it, but still, I don't think the Crimson Tide are complaining after that boneheaded play call. If it weren't for a few coaching mistakes from Texas, they'd be in a lot better of positions because Alabama's winning. They have the ball, and they start the ball in the second half. But it looks like the Longhorns are going to get this stop as Sean Johnson loses 1. I don't know why the Longhorns aren't calling a timeout, but okay. Jamie Fortinall with the tackle. He's the younger brother of Ben Fortinall, former quarterback at Texas, so the Longhorns and the Fortinall family, they have ties running high. And on fourth down, it looks like Alabama's offense will remain on the field. I don't know what it is with these coaches and going for it all the time. It doesn't really make sense. I'm very confused. I'm also confused why the Crimson Tide are trying to take time off the clock. That just doesn't make any sense. These coaches have no clue what they're doing. I'm just beyond shocked. As it'll be a handoff for the fullback who doesn't even get it. Roger Kane gets 2, and Texas will likely have to heave up a Hail Mary. So I guess chewing the clock kind of worked there. Sorry, Alabama, for insulting you. Half number 1 is in the books, and what has been a very exciting national championship up to this point. Would it be funner if Westlake was in? Yeah. But we've still got ourselves a great game, as there's Derek Turner for 16. And Alabama's passing offense has been a lot less quiet than normal, as Richie Johnson has looked good in the air. Obviously, this team has put a focus on the run like usual, but their passing offense has played quite well today. Even though there has not been a lot of points today, we've seen some very efficient offenses. No sacks or turnovers up to this point, as on third down, screen for guess who? Matt Miller! And he gets flattened to the ground this time, and he will have, I guess, Alabama punt it, as the screen pass for the first time today is unsuccessful. Huge stop for Texas, as that's a big hit from the defensive back. I don't know who that is. Sorry. So Alabama's not going to punt it. They're going to go for the field goal. This kick is from about 52 yards out, so it is makeable. And holy smokes, that one was a bomb. He could have made that from 72 yards out. Get this kid in the NFL. He was the Luke Rosa Award winner for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. And his name, I kind of forget, but oh well. The Crimson Tide kicker is Alonzo Young, a senior from Gadsden, Alabama. As I said, he won the Groza Award, and NFL teams, you got to keep him on your radar. Matt Prater, he's coming for you as Jackson gets 10. He was tackled behind the first down marker, but they'll give it to him anyway because Texas is down by 10, and we got to make this game interesting, so can't really blame the side judge. Keep it again on the option. He loses 2. Philip Richwalski is there with the tackle. He's been busy tonight. 9 stops, 3 behind the backfield. And as I've said numerous times today, Alabama's going to miss him. 3rd and 12 for Texas. The Longhorns are starting to run out of lives, and they've got to have something get here. As Jackson completes it to Simeon Rogers, 2 defenders near him, but neither of them are able to make the play, and that'll be a gain of 15. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a pro game removed from Kyle Jackson. Big conversion for Texas. He hands it off for Dustin Smith, who's been quiet today. And that'll be a gain of about 16 yards. And, okay, a gain of 17, which is his yard total for the entire game. Dustin Smith has been a surprising non-factor in this offense, and one of the main reasons why they only have 7 points, as Jackson gets that one back to Jake Tate for another gain of 17, and the Longhorns are getting closer to the red zone. Texas has a chance to make it a 3-point game and get right back in this one. They're 1 for 2 in the red zone today with a touchdown, and then the first 4th down stop as Jackson running into his own blocker, but he'll find the end zone anyway. 8-yard score for Jackson. Owen's probably happy. He's also probably depressed that he's not playing in this game. And Texas will make this one a little bit closer. 3rd and 8 for Alabama, as they're starting to lose some momentum, but a first down conversion would really gain it back. As here's Richie Johnson dancing in the pocket, sailing one deep down the field, and it's caught by Derek Turner, who is wide open for a gain of 36. Excellent pass from Johnson, right on the money for Derek Turner, and that's just bad coverage from Texas, point blank, period. Alabama is moving it down the field. They have it back into the red zone. Their offense is continuing to play some really good football. As here's Johnson. He's going to lose a yard on the option, going nowhere. Tim Adams with the tackle, and he's pretty excited. So that'll set up a pivotal 3rd and 2. And if they don't get it, judging on how this game is going, I expect Alabama to go for it. And even if Alabama doesn't go for it, they literally have Justin Tucker and Matt Prater morphed into one person on their team. So it doesn't really matter if they don't get it, as Johnson's going to run with it. He has the first down. Johnson slides inside the 10. 3rd and goal from the 2. 15 seconds left in the 3rd. Alabama up by 3. Handoff for Miller. He has a few blocks, and he's just short. Texas gets the stop. That's Tim Adams once again with the tackle, setting up an interesting 4th and goal as we enter the 4th quarter, and we've got ourselves quite the football game. Bama leads it 17-14, but will they go for the field goal or the touchdown? Find out next. 4th and goal from the 1, and it's going to be Alonzo Young and the field goal unit out on the field. The kick is up, and once again, it is an absolute nuke. I think Kim Jong-un is out with the kicking unit, and your score is now 20-14. First down for Texas, 6.5 minutes left. They are down by 6 as Jackson pump fakes, has time, sailing one deep down the field, and it is caught by Cody Swan for a gain of 39. He then fumbles it out of bounds. That's the senior safety, Brent Golden, with the hit. But, however, since it goes out of bounds, Texas is lucky to retain possession. 2nd and 5 here for the Longhorns. They're now in the red zone as Jackson will keep it on the option. Kyle Jackson, open running room, touchdown Texas! As Kyle Jackson with his 2nd rushing score of the evening, and the Longhorns are on top, assuming they make the extra point, obviously. Crimson Tide have it back, down by 1 with 6:05 remaining in the 4th. What will the remainder of this game bring us? Who knows, but what we do know is it's going to bring us a good one. Bama's going to start the drive off with an 18-yard pass over to Sean Johnson. Good play to start for the Crimson Tide. 2nd and 5 here for the Crimson Tide, as Johnson will keep it on the option. It was a fake handoff. Johnson still on his feet, dragging the defender with him for the last 7 yards of the play, and that'll result for a gain of 20. About 4 minutes left. The Tide are rolling, no pun intended, as here's a handoff. That'll be a nice gain of 14 for Todd Smith, moving Alabama inside the 5. 3rd and goal. Alabama is maybe a foot or 2 away from the end zone. They're so close, and it's going to be a pass. I don't get this play call, but it works as Johnson connects with Derek Turner for the touchdown, and Alabama's up by 5. I assume they're going to go for 2 and try to be up by 7. Unsurprisingly, they're going to go for 2, which sucks because we don't get to see Alonzo Young. He's been fun to watch here. Handoff for Todd Smith, clear rushing lanes, and Alabama is now up by 7 with 3:04 left to go. Let's see what Kyle Jackson is made of, folks. This is Kyle Jackson's opportunity to create a legend or to create a GOAT, and plays like that don't help. The first sack of the game for either teams is by Randy Welsh. I'm surprised for Alabama it's not by a guy like Sean Harris or even Demetrius Stevens, another former Utah high school football player who Westlake was going after and recruiting a few years ago, but nonetheless, good start to the drive for Alabama. It was just a very unmanageable 2nd and 7. Now it's a more manageable 3rd and 3, and the Longhorns do get it. That's a gain of 17 for Dustin Smith, and Texas is rolling. Texas was just able to convert a 3rd and 3 Now we're going to have to do the same from 7 yards out. Kyle Jackson looking to throw it. Jackson has plenty of time in the pocket. Calm and composed. He is a wide open man deep. That's Sean Coleman for a gain of 27. Abysmal coverage from Alabama, and the drive continues. Texas now has it at the 5. They're doing 5 wide, which I don't understand. If I was them, I'd just try to chew the clock, not let Alabama get the ball back. But it's not the end of the world as Chris Herron catches the touchdown pass, and with just over a minute to go, the Longhorns have tied it up, pending the PAT, obviously. 28 all, 1 minute and 5 seconds left. We've got ourselves an instant classic here. Can Richie Johnson finish it off and lead Alabama to the championship? And that helps. Nice gain of about 17 to Andre Fernando, his first catch of the game. That was a gain of 18, my bad. But remember, Alabama can literally kick a field goal from anywhere and it'll be good. And that'll be a nice play back to Fernando, and they're inside the 45. I've been hyping up Alonzo Young all day. Wouldn't it be special if he kicks the game-winning field goal, and even better if it's a long field goal? Well, plays like that don't help Alabama's cause as Johnson is sacked by Travis Cooper, the first sack of the day for the Longhorns. I don't know why Alabama did not call the timeout there, but okay. 27 seconds left. It is 2nd and 13. What on earth are the Crimson Tide doing? They're letting the clock go. I don't get this at all. I guess they're just going to try to go for the short play and then have Alonzo Young go for the kick? I mean, that's the only logical explanation. They're just letting the clock run. This makes literally no sense. Are they going to get the playoff in time? They will. Johnson looking to throw it. The clock has hit triple zeros. He slides. That might be the worst clock management I've ever seen. I am losing brain cells. And 4 quarters are done. And we are headed to OT. Just 3 seasons ago, we saw OT in the Natty between Westlake and Texas. Or, not Texas, Westlake and Penn State, sorry. The game lasted 3 overtimes. And Penn State ended up getting the win, 48-46. So Alabama will start off on offense. Let's see if they're able to do what they just attempted to and score points. As it's going to start with a handoff for Todd Smith, and he loses 4. Courteous of Tim Adams. Nice play and nice start to the drive for the Longhorns. Texas should have won this game if it weren't for a few questionable 4th down decisions. And Alabama should have won this game if it weren't for questionable clock management there at the end. 3rd and 11, short pass for Derek Turner, who catches it, but is immediately hit, only gaining 7. So that means we'll see Alonzo Young in the field goal unit out to make it a 3-point lead. Can he do it? He's 2 for 2 today. And I'm sure this will be no problem. The kick is up, and it is an absolute beauty. The kick is good from Alonzo Young, an absolute bomb, like all of his other kicks. I think he needs to teach Volker Gantz a lesson or two. Alabama is up by 3. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Kyle Jackson time. First down, Jackson lobs it up to Herron, and it's caught in the end zone. And that'll do it. Kyle, ice in his veins, Jackson, on the first play of overtime with the game-winning touchdown. And Texas has won the national championship. I don't believe it. He was doing the hook 'em horns at the end. What a football game. What an ending. But the Texas Longhorns are national champions in dramatic fashion. Kyle Jackson has ice in his frickin' veins. And he has more national championships than his brother Owen. Isn't that going to be fun during Thanksgiving? Bragging to the older brother, hey, I got more natties than you. My, oh my, was that a fun football game, but the Texas Longhorns are national champions. 4 touchdowns from Kyle Jackson, 2 in the air, 2 on the ground, and the Longhorns are champions. So how do you get players like Kyle Jackson exactly? Well, you got to dig in recruiting, and you got to find them. That brings me to my next point. Since I still do not know how to make this live stream thing work for the Xbox, and it just does not work when I stream the Westlake off seasons, we're going to go over it here, And you guys are going to give me some advice of what you think that we should do when it comes to allocating our points. If I'm not mistaken, we have 15,000, and we're only going to put them in 5 players. Joaquin Tejada, Jarrett Adams, Richard Richards, Jason Poole, and Arch Westwood. Everybody else here is committed, and we've got ourselves quite the class. I believe it's currently number 1 in the nation. We've got ourselves some really good players. But how do we want to use these 15,000 points? This is an easier offseason than most, since we're only going after 5 players, and we have leads on pretty much all of them except for Richard Richards. So how do you guys think we should allocate them? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, have a good one. Peace.